today we're talking about a book called London Falling. Now, who's that by?
So this is by Patrick Radden Keefe, who's done sort of a few not novels, non-fiction books before, and sort of exposés. He did one on the sort of the American painkiller opium scandal, and yeah, he's a really fantastic writer.
Okay, so what sort of book's this?
So this is non-fiction, but it's one of those non-fiction stories that if it had been made as a fiction film, you go, no, that would never happen. It's far too unbelievable. So it's an absolutely fantastic story. So although sad in some ways. So in 2019. This is set in London. So in 2019, teenager Zach Bretler sort of mysteriously fell to his death from a luxury apartment balcony into the Thames. And the only video of it was bizarrely captured by a security camera on the MI6 building that was opposite. Well, the police sort of investigated it and just thought, he'd just jumped. But then his parents weren't happy, and so they started investigating, and they got a private investigator. And as the tale resolves, you find out that Zach had created this huge false life for himself. He was pretended to be the son of a renegade and a billionaire, and he'd made all these connections with powerful, sort of slightly murky people. And the story just gets more and more bizarre, and it's just an incredible read. It really is.
God, you wonder where some of these authors get these ideas.
Yeah, and this is true. This is a totally true story.
Yeah.
But it reads like the most unbelievable fiction, and it's just a fantastic expose. He's like made friends with people like Roman Abramovich, who was in charge of Chelsea Football Club at the time, and he sort of made his way into all these things, pretending to be this billionaire's son.
Oh, incredible.
And he hasn't really got twopence to his name, but he's managed to pull the wool over all these sort of people's eyes. But then it gets slightly murky with some underworld connections, and perhaps his death wasn't quite as straightforward as it first seems.
Must have been a pretty fast talker.
Yeah, he was. I think he just was. He was a complete, fabulist. He just made these things up, and he just got away with it. It's quite incredible. And it all started really. He went to school in a private school, and there were like genuine, oligarchs, children there, and he just sort of learnt from them and mimicked them. It's a really incredible story.
And who's going to love this book, Gareth?
I think anyone who loves a conspiracy or true crime, anyone who likes that sort of thing, it's just an unbelievable tale.
Fantastic. Gareth, thank you so much for the review. Sounds like a fascinating book. And if you'd like to get your hands on a copy of London Falling by Patrick Radden Keefe, then make sure you visit our Facebook page, The Breeze, Hawke's Bay 97.5. Thanks to the team at Wardini's and to Gareth this morning. Thanks, Gareth.